All right, welcome back to Newsline, and let's quickly get started. Do you remember Tony Stark, the billionaire genius and inventor, the billionaire genius and inventor, also known as Iron Man, who transformed the world with his innovations and high-tech suits of armor? Well, we might just have our own very version of him in Khalifa Aminu, a teenage prodigy from Kano State who's already making waves with his groundbreaking inventions, now from smart spectacles that help the visually impaired navigate their surroundings to a device, he says, is capable of detecting mineral resources beneath the Earth's surface. Now, Khalifa's creations are poised to change the game, and Aminu Umar brings us the story of this very brilliant young inventor whose vision and ingenuity is already making impact in the world of technology.
Born Khalifa Aminu is a teenager with a determined spirit and a clear vision. Fresh from completing his secondary education and preparing to study mechatronic engineering, Khalifa is already thinking beyond just earning a degree.
I want to be like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and many of them who change the world by using technology.
His journey into innovation started with a deep interest in solving everyday problems. During his internship at Makafindala, a colony for the visually impaired in Kano, he observed how difficult it was for the people with spatial impairment to move around safely and independently. In response, he designed a smart spectacle that detects obstacles and alerts the user through vibration or sound cues. The aim is to support mobility and independence for the blind and visually impaired. So far, 2 of his prototypes have been purchased by clients outside Kano. Motivated also by the economic hardship faced by many in his community, Khalifa developed a mineral sensing device capable of detecting metallic elements and minerals underground, a tool that can transform local mining practices and promote sustainable exploration. But Khalifa's innovation doesn't stop there. Concerned about challenges faced by local farmers, he built an automatic moisture detector that enables precise watering based on soil conditions.
Through the use of remote control, a farmer from the comfort of his home can own the machine and water his farm. And if he finishes watering the farm, the machine can off itself automatically.
These efforts caught the attention of the Kano Patriotic Front, a community-based organization that now supports him. They see Khalifa as a symbol of what young people in Kano can achieve, a proof that creativity and innovation can drive change and shift long-held negative perception about the city.
The boy is talented and gifted with the support, both moral support, financial support, and otherwise the boy will be an asset too.
Now preparing for the next stage in his life, as a university student, Khalifa's dream is to refine his inventions, make them more accessible, and eventually build a tech hub, a space where young minds can innovate, collaborate, and grow. In a world where many wait for opportunities, Khalifa Aminu is creating his own. Though his work is yet to gain recognition from any government agency, he continues to move forward one idea at a time.
Absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Well done. Now, I started this program by paying salute or paying tribute to my colleagues here. And since its official recognition in May 1st, 1981, of course, May 1st has stood tall as Workers' Day. It's a public holiday here in Nigeria that's steeped in celebration and tradition. Now, 44 years on, the spirit remains unshaken. Only now, it's with a splash of style and variety across different parts of the country. Now, from marches to music, it's a day not just for workers, but for everyone who values their grit and grind. And if you missed it, don't worry, our cameras were all and about, and of course, they didn't miss any occasion. Gift Ogbe brings us highlights all the way from Yanagua in Bayelsa State.
The May Day celebration might have come and gone, but there are some intriguing moments that added spice to the festivity that cannot be forgotten in a hurry. The march past showcased an enthusiasm that extended beyond the official environment.
Abuja steps forward to present a pen, His Excellency, like the saying goes.
As a worker, do you know or can you recite the labor anthem? If no, then this is your chance to learn. Come along as we take you through the memorable moments of the celebrations.
We can bring our ultimate power, gain our freedom when we live. Our union makes us strong. Solidarity, solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
Solidarity, solidarity, great Nigerian workers, great Nigerian workers. We believe that implementation, especially for 25 and 35%, implementation starts from this month ending.
Yes, it is good. But the work and what we are putting in, actually up till now, is not commensurate to what we receive, even with the increase.
We can say workers are not smiling, but we have to smile, because if you look at that's why we are today. This year's team we are trying to reclaim our civic space.
The Workers' Day celebration also serves as a platform for workers in different establishments to meet, interact, and make new friends, as no one knows what tomorrow will offer.
At least if I don't know the lyrics, I can hum the sound. All right, now let's look at another worker from a different perspective. You know what they say about being a market porter? That's the alabaru, as they're called in Yoruba. Now they're often dismissed, whispered about, or looked down upon. For many, it's the face of hardship, the symbol of struggle, meant only for the forgotten. But in the heart of Ilorin's bustling markets, one woman dares to defy that perception. Now, with every sack she lifts, she raises her head higher, challenging the stigma, the status quo, embracing the toil, and turning a lonely job into a story of strength, survival, and silent triumph. Now, Khadija Dakombi takes us deep into her world, where dignity is not defined by her status, but by the courage to keep going, load after load, step after step.
50-year-old Aminat Atonda Ismail, a widow and mother of 5, out of which 2 survived and are both married, caught my interest during the last Ramadan period. I had gone to Ikwata Market in Ilorin to buy some fruit and needed somebody to help me take them outside the market. The fruit seller directed me to move to the inner section of the market and ask of Asha John. Upon my inquiry of the person referred to by this name, she stood up and helped me to carry my fruits. The enthusiasm and joy exhibited in the course of our work as a market porter, popularly called Alabaru, impressed me greatly. Aminat Atonda Ismail is popularly called Asha John, which literally means I shall at least eat. I sought to know why she became known with this nickname.
Aja is a very good woman and is very hardworking and is a good person.
No matter how small or big the load is, she's always willing to collect any amount with the statement, at least I will eat.
Asha John is a nice woman and very hardworking.
In an interview, Aminat Ismail informed me that she was a food vendor selling cooked rice before her husband's demise. After the death of her husband, she ventured into building construction work as a laborer, but left it due to sexual harassment from male co-workers.
I was working as a building construction laborer at Center Igboro, but due to sexual harassment, I came to Ipata market and ended up as a market porter.
She makes between 2,000 and 2,500 naira daily, and according to her, she has peace of mind and her dignity is intact in her choice of business.
It is not that the money is enough to feed, but it is better than sitting down at home or sleeping around.
For Aminat, there is dignity in labor, and decent survival is possible through hard work and determination.
Yeah, that's what we always say here. Asha, we must eat, and it speaks to the resilience of women, not just that particular porter. Now, they say traffic can ruin your day, of course, but for Annie Daniels, it did the exact opposite. Now, listen to her story. On her way to Niger State over the weekend, a long stretch of hold-up forced her driver to make a detour. And just like that, destiny turned the wheel straight to where? Zuma Rock. An unplanned turn led to an unforgettable sight, and Annie's still grinning from ear to ear. And so I'd like you to listen why this surprise stop became the highlight of our weekend.
Yes, like a head from Claire, we took a different route, which wasn't the best. But hey, my eyes caught mountains, and this one, the Zuma Rock. I was so excited and I couldn't just drive past. Of course, I'm so excited to be by the Zuma Rock. That's because I've heard about it. I've read about it in books, I watched it in films, documentaries and all that. But here I am today, live and direct, in front of this wonderful Zuma Rock. And to speak with me further on that is Mr. Liu. Daddy.
Okay, we are living here over 30 years ago, and then we are enjoying this location safe. Why? Because many were bored, they used to come here and do tourism.
Being a bit mischievous, I asked Aliyu if he can relocate to Lagos if given the opportunity. His response was an outright no, and that, he says, is because of the popularity of the Zuma Rock.
15 naira in the day, and then our Bukuma saved the day, inside, yeah. Current affairs, yeah. Yes, we like that. We are very happy. Our village is become to understand, yeah. We like that. Yeah, we're looking popular. We are welcome to everybody. When you come, yeah. Yes, ma.
While still with Aliyu, another friendly and excited resident of Zuma came in.
My name is Abubakar Ahmad from company ATA.
Zuma Rock is historic. We are indigenous and we are happy when people come from all over to see the rock. We have water, mineral resources, animals like hyenas, lions, snake, all inside the rock. People climb the rock, but with the use of magnet and helicopter.
I have a shop inside, I'm selling. If people came see the Zuma Rock, they look, they admire the place. But it's there so local. So NTA News, more can't help us. Because as they talk to you, like all the whole world, they see me. More can't help us. Yeah, so if they can't help us, I don't have at least everywhere. People will see us, we know say yes, we are in Zuma Rock.
I couldn't get to the foot of the rock to avoid stepping on newly cultivated crops. A camera lens caught these children walking very fast towards us.
I want to climb the place because I want to see what's inside there.
That is also my dream, climbing to the top of the Zuma Rock, flying our flag and waving at you from there. Come to think of it, Claire, are you also looking forward to climbing the Zuma Rock someday?
After you, Annie. But unless there's a shortcut, I mean like an elevator or at least a back door for VIPs, count me out. I wouldn't dare. All right, now let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll now tell you a love story that's not a cliche. Welcome back. Now, sometimes love doesn't just work. It walks in wearing an agbada, radiating strength and elegance. Now, when Ikenna, father's power, finds solace, it's a union written by destiny. Now, this beautiful love story was recently celebrated by our own Mina Daniels, our very own stylish NTA newscaster, who stepped out in full elegance, not just to deliver the news, but to hand her daughter solace over to Ikenna Abaribe in a heartwarming ceremony. It was a day filled with love, joy, and tradition, marking the start of a new chapter for the couple. Here are the unforgettable highlights from that special day.
Solace and Ikenna's wedding was a real-life fairy tale. Imagine a Hollywood blockbuster come to life.
You may now unveil your wife.
Breathtaking outdoor scenery, swoon-worthy romantic ballads, and the picturesque backdrops that would make even the most seasoned photographer swoon. But what really sets this day apart was the raw emotion that left everyone emotional.
When life's demands are hard and the days are long, I'll remind you that together we are strong.
But I'm happy that this day has finally come. I know I've told you probably 1 billion times how much I love your smile.
This wasn't just a wedding, it was a masterpiece of love, more vibrant and real than any movie could ever capture. As Solace and Ikenna exchanged heartfelt vows, their words poured directly from the depths of their soul.
By the authority of the land of Federal Republic of Nigeria, as a licensed minister of this country, I, Pastor Ike Ebendo, do hereby declare that Ikenna and Solace are husband and wife. Amen. That a successful marriage is simply for the husband and the wife to understand, accept that they are not married to perfect beings, but they are married to imperfect beings that will work together to make that marriage what it's supposed to be.
Just so happy to be welcomed and to be in this family. They're a loving family, they're a close-knit family, and they have showed me so much love even before I got in.
Especially happy that he made his choice. He wasn't influenced by me. And I believe that all I've heard today, the first time I'm hearing it, just like you heard it, is their dream for each other. And I pray that God will help it flourish in Jesus' name.
So I am exceptionally glad and grateful that I'm able to witness this day. I just, I'm elated, I am happy. My daughter has made me proud. Right now, I am a proud mom.
The ceremony was a masterclass in cultural fusion, expertly divided into 3 spectacular segments: the elegant white wedding, the vibrant traditional marriage, and the grand reception ceremony. The mothers made grand entrances, followed by the bride and then the groom, setting the stage for traditional marriage rites and heartfelt parental blessings. The A-list guest list was lit. Senators, ex-governors, and more added glamour to the event. The NTA family stole the show, celebrating their own Mina Daniels' new role as mother-in-law. This was the moment where you get to turn the heat up without worrying about the stern looks behind your boss's stare. Ooh, look at that.
That they are speaking from their hearts, and it's a vow. They are not reading what somebody read for them. They are telling you straight from their hearts what they feel. So for me, I think their hearts, they are both ready for the journey. Round and round, through every morning, you're my downfall, you're my muse, my words stretch.
All right, did you see those eyes? Wow, that was beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations to the couple and, of course, to our own Mina Daniels. Now, even the clouds of insecurity could not dim the vibrant flame of tradition. The Birom people, once again, came out in full splendor for the Nzem Birom Cultural Festival in Jos, welcoming the wet season with prayers, dance, and ancestral pride. Now, in a time of uncertainty, the message was clear. Culture must prevail. Ijoma Ozemena brings us the story of a people who celebrate come what may.
The annual festival, popularly known as Nzembirom Cultural Festival, attracted sons and daughters of the land, both young and old, to the Polo Club, venue of the well-attended event. Birom people occupying 4 local governments out of 17 in Plateau State and parts of southern Kaduna are predominantly farmers and hunters. This festival, therefore, is unique to them as it ushers in the new wet season. As tradition demands, the celebrants in their native attire, as well as visitors, paid homage to the Bongom Jos, Dajekom Giam Buba, and Chairman, Plateau State Traditional Council of Chiefs and Emirs. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, represented by wife of the Speaker, House of Representatives, Hadia Fatima Abbas Tajuddin, dwelt on the theme, celebrating the prowess, gallantry and resilience of the Birom woman, past and present.
Birom women have excelled and continue to be the pride in Plateau State and our nation at large.
Also, the Minister of Women Affairs was represented by the State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Caroline Dafor. Prominent sons and daughters of the land, from home and abroad, emphasized the need for the preservation of their cultural heritage, describing Nzembirom as unique and should be accorded national and international recognition.
Celebrating this aspect of the women, encouraging them and telling our daughters, you can succeed because we love you and we are celebrating you.
Cultural festivity helps to keep our historical heritage intact. My call to the Plateau people that through this event, let's stay united.
Today, this festival is a bit different from the usual ones because we are looking at the contribution of the Birom woman to building the Birom nation.
For traditional institution, culture is a way of life of the people and should be preserved.
We need to reintroduce history. Mr. Governor, this is one of our appeals as a traditional council on the Plateau to you. And to support, we're going to do, Mr. President, a letter appealing that history must be restored in our schools accordingly.
Plateau government congratulated the celebrants, urging them to use their rich culture to promote peace, unity and mutual understanding among the diverse ethnic groups in the state.
It's a responsibility on the shoulders of all our leaders in Birom land to ensure that Birom land remains united. And therefore, I want you to remain faithful and committed to your leaders. And together, we will eat the good of the land.
Now imagine the kind of change that can happen when 20,000 people are lifted from poverty. And in a time when unemployment seems to be at an all-time high, Senator Solomon Adiola is showing what real leadership looks like with his mega empowerment program. Now, over 6 impactful days, this initiative reached thousands across Ogun West, injecting millions of naira into the hands of those who need it most. Lekan Agbonde shares the inspiring story of this program.
From Imekwafon to Yuwa North, Upokia, Adodota, and Yuwa South local government areas, Senator Solomon Adiola, popularly known as Yayi, traversed his constituency to present a scorecard in the last 2 years of representation.
Bringing back hope, empowerment facilities, so that my senatorial district can take its rightful place among the community of other senatorial districts.
About 20,000 people, 4,000 from each local government, especially artisans across categories of trades and professions, selected with no recourse to creed, religion, or political affiliations, were trained and empowered with modern equipment and startup grants. Minibuses, tricycles, motorcycles, deep freezers, sewing and embroidery machines, grinding machines, and other empowerment items were distributed to beneficiaries.
This is the kill of the Marwa that is given to me, but I really appreciate.
We want him to become a governor. He has the capacity to do it. Well, I've received the 75,000 naira. Thanks to Honorable Yayi.
Yayi, thank you very much for what you are doing to me. God will bless you.
Say me congratulations. Our honorable senator, his excellency to be, have given me a deep freezer to do my business. That's why I'm here today to collect it.
Students of both secondary and tertiary institutions were not left out of Senator Adeola's Festival of Dividends of Democracy, as 700 laptops were distributed to secondary school students, while 3,881 undergraduates received bursary and scholarship funds.
We are very thankful to him for giving us this opportunity, and we'll make sure we use it well in the progression in ICT.
I will use it to support my education career. You know, this is a great privilege. Not everybody will be opportune.
Senator Solomon Olamileko Adiola exhibited enviable prowess as an invaluable representative of his constituency, not only at the Senate chamber, where he makes quality contributions in lawmaking, but his legendary impact in the life of his constituents.
It's all about human capital development and poverty alleviation. It's not only keen in poverty alleviation. There are a lot of developmental projects across the divide.
The 6-day engagement, which is the second in the series of the Thank You Tour and Town Hall meetings, are evidence of life-transforming initiatives of the senator, who returned with a bang and surpassing his record and expectations of his people.
What he is doing with collaboration with the renewed hope of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I believe that by 2027, our people will be much more comfortable.
In 2 years as senator representing Ogun West Senatorial District, Senator Adiola has impressive achievements with facilitation of developmental projects in his constituency and beyond.
This is Newsline on the network service. Please don't go away. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back presently. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, the pain of seeing Hawa, her sister, and an Almajiri boy, Bashiru Gaji, suffer at the hands of their abusers is still fresh in our minds. But today, there's some good news. Justice is on the way. Now, we've learned that the suspects involved in these brutal cases have now been charged to court, offering a glimmer of hope and a sense that accountability is finally within reach. Now, these children's voices will not be silenced, and their suffering will not be forgotten. Pauline Kujivana brings us the latest update.
The first incident involves Maman Shatima, who was caught on videos violently beating two schoolgirls, Hawa and her sister, for allegedly plugging mangoes from his compound, while his wife recorded the assault. They have now been formally charged to court.
Such individuals in our community we must hold them accountable for their actions. And we have already arraigned him in court. He is in custody, and inshallah we'll try to see and ensure that his trial is speedy.
Another deeply disturbing video that surfaced online in Maiduguri, showing a man identified as Bukar Madu violently assaulting a young Almajiri boy alleged to be one of his students, has also been arraigned. These legal actions were confirmed by the Borno State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Hawa Abubakar, and reiterated Governor Babagana Umar Zulum's zero-tolerance policy for any act that threatens the well-being of children and other vulnerable persons in the state.
Almajiri and the Sangha system has been with us even before the advent of Western education. We have, our foreparents have benefited from it, and they pass it on to us, and we're still passing it on to the generations to come. This has nothing to do with Islamic way of teaching. This is purely brutality in its own way. I must commend our law enforcement agencies for their prompt and proactiveness when this thing happened. He was arrested, and appropriate measures were being taken, and we are committed to see that justice is served in this case.
Meanwhile, in a compassionate response to the abuse, Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has provided a house and approved an educational scholarship for Bashir Gaji, an orphan of the insurgency who is currently under the care of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development. These swift responses, both legal and humanitarian, underline the state government determination to protect vulnerable children and ensure that perpetrators of abuse are brought to justice.
Simple and straight. Now, life took a hard turn for little Abubakar Sani when he lost both legs. Yes, he may have lost his two legs, but not the zest for life. Now, with a will as strong as a steel, the 8-year-old has been discharged from Barao Diko Specialist Hospital and is beginning a new chapter. Gloria Tuken Wadong visited his family and found not just a boy without legs, but a spirit that still runs, plays, and dreams. Abubakar may have lost his limbs, but certainly not his light.
This 8-year-old Abubakar Sani, who lost his two legs due to his father's cruelty, is now under the care of his mother and stepfather. However, Abubakar Sani will continue to live for the rest of his life in this circumstance, and his dream of becoming a productive citizen may hit a brick wall. Despite this hurdle, young Abubakar is not weighed down by the calamity that befell him at tender age. He is now adjusting to changing circumstances.
We want the government to help Abubakar.
I want him to read and be in school.
Commissioner for Human Services and Social Development has assured the public that the governor is deeply concerned and committed to ensuring justice is served.
Governor, His Excellency Senator Malong Obasani, has taken this case very serious, where he ordered the ministry to take care of all the social responsibilities and all the medical bills of this child. And after he has healed completely, we are going to give him plastic and also artificial legs to him, for him to be able to walk again.
The father of the victim, Malam Sani Saminaka, is currently cooling off at the correctional facility in Kaduna on the orders of the court. However, human rights organizations in Kaduna urge the state government to seek justice for this young innocent boy who is permanently deformed by his own biological father because of allegations of stealing biscuits worth 50 naira.
I know who we are. I know we are Nigerians, and I know that help would certainly reach little Abubakar Sani. Thank you in advance. Let's take a short break. Now, while some ask for the rains to come down and nourish the earth, others might be chanting the nursery rhyme, "Rain, rain, go away." Well, it wasn't just a rhyme for the people of Ikotekpene local government area in Akwa Ibom State this weekend. The heavens opened and nature's gift turned into a powerful fury, leaving behind destruction. Kevin Samuel is at the Rafia city with an update on the devastation caused by the storm.
And everything has been destroyed, even my hot
trees, economic trees, farms are destroyed. Like solar lights pulled down. Like my compound, my family house has been destroyed totally.
Everywhere you go across the Ikotekpene local government area, the story is the same. The rains came with heavy storms and homes, churches, schools, and roads were not spared.
It took so many years, over 16 years, to build this house, that in less than 30 minutes, everything collapsed. Government should come and help us, please.
That rain that started, it broke the fence of Federal Government College and scattered all my house and break everything and break down my GP tank.
Unfortunately, 78-year-old widow Helen Ododo, managing her mud house like many others, was not also spared.
When I was inside the sleep, I just want to put water outside. Now to breathe. Even if one fall me there, now to breathe. I just run. Go, my sister, please.
Is help on the way for victims?
I believe that government is going to do something for them. Take these trees as shade, and we didn't believe that it can bring this kind of havoc. And the kind of storm, when storm comes, nothing can stop it. So I believe that whatever precautions we are going to take is to make sure that things like this does not happen again.
Appeal for intervention, immediate intervention in the hostel to safeguard the children, in the classroom so that normal lessons will resume, in the staff quarters also, so that the teachers will have a roof over their heads.
However, what is not certain is the fate of the rest of the city, as torrential rainfall seems to be in its early days. What lies ahead in coming days and months as regards rainfall patterns can only be imagined.
Now, Dubem Onya, a name that once echoed with distinction in the banking halls and diplomatic circles, now rests in eternal silence. Nkwo stood still in reverent quiet as the remains of Ozo Dubem Anthony Onya returned home. It was a deeply emotional homecoming where sons and daughters of the land stood with political dignitaries, past and present, to bid farewell to a man remembered for his humility, diplomacy, and steadfast patriotism. Here is Comfort Ayim with the rest of the story.
The solemnity was palpable, yet the atmosphere cracked with a unique energy as the distinguished statesman and former Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ozo Dubem Gideon Anthony Onya, was bade farewell. It was a grand convergence, a testament to a life that not only shaped international relations but also touched countless lives, drawing together men and women of value to his community and war.
While we are living our socio-political life, we should also be conscious of our being.
We're gathered here today to pay our last respects to a legendary figure, a moral giant.
Our father was the selfless type of superhero, and the knowledge that his legacy lives on each of us.
The soul was dedicated to God for mercy, followed by private burial in his compound. A moment of intimate reflection, but the day didn't end there. transitioning from mourning to celebration of life and times. At the end of one's life, there are only two things you will be remembered for: the problem you caused, the joy you took out of life, and the pain you brought to people.
Very nice, very reliable, and always does what he wants to do.
A perfectly good man. It's like a father to me. A man that has touched lives. A man that's life.
He made me who I am today educationally. He started by encouraging me to make sure that after my first degree that I continued.
He was loyal, he was loving, he was kind, compassionate, and very generous. My dad loved people. His love had no barriers. He did not recognize any tribe.
If one thing that he always told us, that we should all stay united as a sibling together.
Because he used to be very fun to play with.
I think he was a godly man, and that's something he passed on to my sons and to me.
Funeral rites continued as tradition demands, with in-laws, relatives and friends paying tribute. The final farewell was the culmination of a week-long series of activities that began on Tuesday. Each day brought tribute and a service of songs organized in his honor in the metropolis. Born in 1952 and died at the age of 73, also Dube Monia was a visionary leader, an accomplished financial expert, founding member of PDP, a promoter of social justice and human dignity. He had served in various capacities at the state's, local and national levels and played a central role in shaping legislative policies before he became a minister. He was survived by his wife, children, and many grandchildren.
Tonight on Newsline, we carried stories heavier than an Alabarus load, but thankfully lighter than a traffic detour. But take it from us, whatever you do, don't follow any shortcuts suggested by or you might just get cut short. Not everyone gets lucky like our own Annie Daniels. Good night, everyone.